gang and dine the day. In behind yon old fail dyke, I wot there is a new slain knight, and nobody kens that he is there, oh, but his hawk is hound and his lady fair, oh, his hawk is hound and his lady fair. His hound is tae the hunting gain, his hawk tae bring the wildfowl hame, his maid is tae the nilder mate, oh, so we can mak our dinner sweet, oh, we can mak our dinner sweet. If he sit on his white neck bane, and I'll pluck out his bonny blue een, and we'll lock his golden hair, oh, we'll thatch our nest when it gets bare, oh, we'll thatch our nest when it grows bare. Mony's the one that makes him main, but nobody kens where he is lain, and all his bones when they are bare, oh, the wind shall blaw forevermore, oh, the wind shall blaw forevermore. Twa Corbies.
Sadly I rambled by the banks of a river, viewing the sunbeams as evening grew nigh, and as onward I rambled, I spied a fair damsel. She was weeping and wailing with many's a sigh. She was weeping for one who is now gone forever, weeping for one who was modest and brave, while the dark rolling waters roll swiftly all around him. To speak with this fair maid, 'twas soon she began. She says, why did you leave me? She says, why did you call? I'll start that again. I'm losing the story a little bit. Of course, it's she that calls.
Oh, Jimmy dear.
That's right, it's she that calls to him. And she says, Jimmy, my dear, won't you come to my arms? Come to my arms once more, love so true. You promised you would meet me this evening, my darling, and give me sweet kisses which you oftentimes gave. Slowly he rose from the depths of the ocean, rising in beauty as bright as the sun, while a bright rose of
Dublin town I was brought on, and Limerick being me dwelling, I fell in love with a pretty girl, and her name was Barbary Ellen. And her name was Barbary Ellen. I fell in love with a pretty girl, and her name was Barbary Ellen. For 12 long months I courted her, until I thought I'd get her. Now wait a while, and you will hear how maidens' minds do alter. How maidens' minds do alter. Now wait a while, and you will hear how maidens' minds do alter. Now I fell sick and very bad. I sent for her to cure me, but the word she said, whene'er she came, I fear, young man, you're dying. I fear, young man, you're dying. And the word she said, whene'er she came, I fear, young man, you're dying. Oh, dying dear, how can that be? One kiss from you will cure me. One kiss from me you'll never get, if your very heart was breaking. If your very heart was breaking, one kiss from me you'll never get, if your very heart was breaking. Do you remember Saturday night, when we were in the alehouse? You drank ale with all fair maids, and you slighted Barbary Ellen. And you slighted Barbary Ellen. You drank ale with all fair maids, and you slighted Barbary Ellen. I do remember Saturday night, when we were in the alehouse. I drank ale with all fair maids, as a toast to Barbary Ellen. As a toast to Barbary Ellen, I drank ale with all fair maids, as a toast to Barbary Ellen. As she was in her father's lodge, she saw his corpse coming. Lay down, me true love's corpse, until I gaze upon him. Until I gaze upon him. Lay down, me true love's corpse, until I gaze upon him. But the more she gazed, the more she sobbed, and the more that she scored at him, until all our friends cried out in shame, hard-hearted Barbary Ellen. Hard-hearted Barbary Ellen, until all our friends cried out in shame, hard-hearted Barbary Ellen. Oh, go home, dear mother, go home, go home. Make me bed soft and narrow. A young man died for me last night. I'll die for him tomorrow. I'll die for him tomorrow. A young man died for me last night. I'll die for him tomorrow. couple are dead and gone. They're in one grave together. One of them died for pure true love, and the other in grief and sorrow. And the other in grief and sorrow. One of them died for pure true love, and the other in grief and sorrow. Thank you.
Queen Jane lay in labour for 9 days or more. The women, they grew tired. They could no longer bear. They could no longer bear. Good women, good women, good women as ye be, will you open my right side and find my baby, and find my baby? Oh no, cried the women, that's a thing we never can do. We will send for King Henry and see what he might say, and hear what he might say. King Henry was sent for. King Henry did come, saying, what does ail you, my lady? Your eyes, they look so dim. Your eyes, they look so dim. King Henry, will you do just one thing for me? Will you open my right side and find my baby, and find my baby? Oh no, cried King Henry, that's the thing I never can do. If I lose the flower of England, I lose the branch too. I lose the branch too. There was fair
Lady Margaret sat sewing up her seam, and she was all dressed in black, when a thought came in her head that she'd wander in the wood to pull flowers to flower her hat, me boys, to pull flowers to flower her hat. So she's hoisted up her petticoat a bit above her knee, and so nimbly she's run o'er the ground, until she's come to the green, green wood, to pull them branches down, me boys, to pull them branches down. And suddenly up rose a fine young man, he was standing by a tree. He says, how dare you pull them branches down, and ask nae leave of me, lady, and ask nae leave of me. Well, this little wood, it is my very own, 'twas my daddy that gave it to me, so I will pull them branches down, and ask nae leave of thee, young man, and ask nae leave of thee. But he's taken her by the milk-white hand, and by her grass-green sleeve, and he's pulled her down by the side of a bush, and he never once asked her leave, me boys, he never once asked her leave. And when all was done, she turned about for to ask that young man's name, but she nothing saw and she nothing heard, and oh how those woods grew dim, me boys, and oh how the woods grew dim. There were 24 ladies all sitting in the hall, and they were red as any rose, except it was your young Margaret, and it's pale and wan she goes, me boys, it's pale and wan she goes. There were 24 ladies all sitting in a hall, and they were all playing at chess, except it was for Lady Margaret, and she's green as any glass, me boys, she's green as any glass. And up then spoke a little servant girl, and she lifted her hand and she smiled, and she said, my lady, she has loved too long, and now she goes with child, and now she goes with child. And up then spoke an old grey knight, laid o'er the castle wall, if ever a lass fair Margaret's is he, but it's we'll be blamed for all, it's we'll be blamed for all. Oh, hold your tongue, you ill-starred knight, and ill death may you die, father my child on whom I will. I'll father name on thee, I'll father name on thee. For the horse that my true love rides on is swifter than the wind, with silver he is shod before, and with burning gold behind, with the burning gold behind. And up then spoke a second servant girl, and if ever a lass, says she, I think I know an herb in the merry green wood that will steal your babe from thee, my lady, will steal your that babe from thee. So Lady Margaret's lifted her silver comb, and made haste to comb her hair, and she's away to the green, green wood, as fast as she can tear, me boys, as fast as she can tear. But she's hardly pulled an herb, but scarcely one, when up then starts young Tamlin. He says, leave those herbs alone, my love, oh, leave those herbs alone. And why pluckst thou the bitter, bitter herb, that plant that grows so grey, and all to still that bonny, bonny babe, and we got in our play, lady, that we got in our play. Well, tell me now the truth, Tamlin, if a mortal man you be, oh, I will tell you the truth, Margaret, I was christened as good as thee, I was christened as good as thee. But it's once upon the bitter, bitter day, it was from my horse I fell, the Queen of Elfin she did take me, under yonder green hill to dwell, under yonder green hill to dwell. And I would never tire, Margaret, in the elfin lands to dwell, for pleasant are those elfin lands, but such an eerie tale to tell, such an eerie tale to tell. For it's nigh on every 7 years they pay a tithe to hell, and I've been so fair and so full of flesh fear 'twill be my cell, my cell. I fear 'twill be my cell. But tonight been the Halloween, Margaret, when the healthen court do ride, and if you would your sweetheart win, by the old mill bridge you must hide, you must hide. By the old mill bridge you must hide. And first will come a black horse, and then will come a brown, and then race by the white, and you must hold it fast and fear it not, and hang on with all your might, hang on with all your might. For then they will change me all in your arms into many's a beast so wild, but you must hold me fast and fear me not. I'm the father of your child, I'm the father of your unborn child. So Lady Margaret's braided her golden hair a little above her breast, and she's away to the old mill bridge without a moment's rest. My boys, without a moment's rest. And at the dark and midnight hour, she heard those bridles ring, and oh, my boys, it cheered her heart more than any mortal thing it did, more than any mortal thing. And first came by a black horse, and then came by a brown, and then raced by the white, and she's flung her arms around its neck, and it didn't hurt or fright me, boys, it didn't hurt or fright. And thunder rolled across the skies, and the stars they blazed like day, and the Queen of Elfin, she'd give a thrilling shout, she says, young Tamlin's away, away, oh, young Tamlin's away. And the first thing they changed him to all in her arms was a lion that roared so wild, but she held him fast, and she feared him not. He was the father of her child, she knew he was the father of her child. And the next thing they changed him to all in her arms was into a hissing snake, and she held it fast and feared it not. It was one of God's own make, she knew it was one of God's own make. And the next thing they changed him all in her arms was into a red-hot bar of iron, and she held it fast and feared it not, and it did to her no harm, no harm, it did to her no harm. And the last thing they changed him to all in her arms was into a naked man, and she's flung her cloak all over him, and cried, my love, I won, I won. Oh, she cried, my love, I won. And out then spoke the elven queen, and she's red as any blood. I should have pulled out your two grey eyes, Tamlin, and put into of wood, and put into wood. If I had only known, Tamlin, before we left from home, I'd have torn out your heart of flesh, put in a heart of stone, and put in a heart of stone. Oh, if I had only known, Tamlin, the elfin queen did say, I'd have paid my tithe 7 times to hell, ere you'd been won away, my love, ere you'd been won away. Oh.
I've just arrived from the salt, salt sea, and it's all for the love of thee, my love, all for the love of thee. Well, I could have married a grey king's daughter and have myself to blame. It's tons of gold I have refused, and it's all for the love of thee, my love, all for the love of thee. Well, if you could have married a grey king's daughter, you have yourself to blame. For I have married a house carpenter, and I think is a nice young man, she said, I think is a nice young man. If you do leave your house carpenter and come along with me, I'll take you where the grass grows green, on the banks of the sweet Vildee, my love, on the banks of the sweet Vildee. If I do leave my house, carpenter, and go along with thee, what have you there to support me with, and keep me from slavery, my love, and keep me from slavery? I have 6 ships now sailing out, and 7 more at sea, 310 all jolly salesmen, and they offer to wait on thee, my love, offer to wait on thee. She dressed her baby neat and clean, and gave him kisses 3, saying, stay, stay here, my darling baby boy, and your father's company, my love, your father's company. She dressed herself in a suit of green, and her maiden's waist was red, and every town that we passed by, they took her to be some queen, my love, they took her to be some queen. We were not 2 days out on sea, and I'm sure we were not 3, when this fair maiden began for to weep, and she wept most bitterly, my love, she wept most bitterly. What hills are those, my love? They look as white as snow. They're the hills of heaven where your babe will go. But you and I will never know, my love, you and I will never know. What hills are those, my love? They look so dark and cold. They're the hills of hell, they're the hills of hell, my love, where you and I will go, my dear, where you and I will go. We were not 3 days out on sea, and I'm sure we were not 4, when this fair maiden disappeared from the deck, and she sang for to rise no more, no more. She sang for to rise no more.
There was a lady in the north, I ne'er could find her marrow. She was courted by 9 gentlemen, and the blue boy lad frae Yarrow. These 9 sat drinking at the wine, sat drinking wine in Yarrow. They made a vow between them all, they would fight with him in Yarrow. She's combed his hair, she's kissed his face, as she had done before. Oh, she has belted on his brand of steel, and he's a Yarrow. As he was walking yon high hill, and down by the braes o' Yarrow, it was there he spied 9 gentlemen come to fecht wi' him in Yarrow. Now ye are 9 and I'm but 1. It seems an unfair marrow, but I will gladly fight ye all on the Dowie dens o' Yarrow. the Dowie dens, O Yarrow. Oh, doctor, doctor, I read your dream. I now will tell of sorrow, for your blue boy lad, he lies pale and wan on the Dowie dens, O Yarrow. But doctor, doctor, why this grief? Why all this grief and sorrow? I can wed you to a finest knight than he you've lost on Yarrow. As she walked up yon high, high hill, and down by the braes, O Yarrow, it was there she espied her own true love, lying dead and gone on Yarrow. She combed his hair, she kissed his face, as she had done before, oh, and she dried the blood that had trickled down on the Dowie dens, O Yarrow. And her hair, it being 3/4 long, and the colour it was yellow, she hae wrapped it round his middle sae sma', and she's bore him down frae Yarrow. Dowie dens of Yarrow.
There were two sisters side by side, sing I dum, sing I day. There were two sisters side by side, the boys are bound for me. There were two sisters side by side, the young one for young Johnny cried, I'll be true unto my love, if you'll be true to me. Johnny bought the youngest a gay gold ring, sing I dum, sing I day. Johnny bought the youngest a gay gold ring, the boys are bound for me. Johnny bought the youngest a gay gold ring, he never bought the eldest a single thing. I'll be true unto my love, if you'll be true to me. Johnny bought the youngest a beaver hat, sing I dum, sing I day. Johnny bought the youngest a beaver hat, the boys are bound for me. Johnny bought the youngest a beaver hat, the eldest didn't think much of that. I'll be true unto my love, if you be true to me. As they were walking by the stony brim, sing I dum, sing I day. As they were walking by the stony brim, the boys are bound for me. As they were walking by the stony brim, the eldest pushed the youngest in. I'll be true unto my love, if you'll be true to me. Sister, oh sister, give me your hand, sing I dum, sing I day. Sister, oh sister, give me your hand, the boys are bound for me. Sister, oh sister, give me your hand, and you can have Johnny and all his land. I'll be true unto my love, if you'll be true to me. Oh sister, I will not give you my hand, sing I dum, sing I day. Oh sister, I will not give you my hand, the boys are bound for me. Oh, sister, I will not give you my hand, and I will have Johnny and all his land. I'll be true unto my love, if you be true to me. And so she sank, and so she swam, sing I dum, sing I day. And so she sank, and so she swam, the boys are bound for me. And so she sank, and so she swam, until she came to a miller's dam. I'll be true unto my love, if you be true to me. The miller he took her gay gold ring, sing I dum, sing I day. The miller he took her gay gold ring, the boys are bound for me. The miller he took her gay gold ring, and then he pushed her in again. I'll be true unto my love, if you be true to me. The miller he was hanged on a mountain head, sing I dum, sing I day. The miller he was hanged on a mountain head, the boys are bound for me. The miller he was hanged on a mountain head, the eldest sister boiled in lead. I'll be true unto my love, if you be true to me.
The rain ran down to Mary Lincoln town, so did it down the wall. So did the boys of Mary Lincoln town, as they played at the ball, as they played at the ball. Then out and came the Jew's daughter, said, will yous come in and dine? I cannot come in, I will not come in, without me playfellows nine, without me playfellows nine. She pulled an apple red and white, to entice the young thing in. She pulled an apple white and red, and that sweet child did win. That sweet child did win. Then she had taken a little penknife that was hidden behind the door, and she has parted that young thing and his life, and he never spoke no more. He never spoke no more. Then out and ran the tick, tick blood. Then out and ran the tin. And out and ran his bonny heart's blood, till there was no life left in, till there was no life left in. She placed him on a dressing board, and dressed him like a swine, and laughing said, go out now and play with your sweet playfellows nine, with your sweet playfellows nine. She wrapped him in a sheet of lead, bade him lie still and sleep. She cast him into a deep draw well, full 15 fathoms deep, deep, full 15 fathoms deep. The bell was rung and the mass was sung, and every lady went home, and every lady had her own wee son, but Lady Helen had none, none. Lady Helen had none. She wrapped her mantle about her head, and sore, sore did she weep. And she went into the Jew's house when they were all asleep, asleep, when they were all asleep. My bonny sir, you, my pretty sir, you, I pray you to me speak. O mother, go to the deep broad draw well, if you your son do seek, seek, if you your son do seek. Lady Helen ran to the deep draw well, and knelt down on her knee. If you be there, my bonny sir, you, I pray you speak to me, me. I pray you speak to me. The lead is wondrous heavy, lady, the well is wondrous deep, and the keen penknife sticks in me heart, and the word I cannot speak, speak, and the word I cannot speak. Oh mother dear, fetch me my winding sheet, and at the back of Merry Lincoln town, it's there we two shall meet, meet, it's there we two shall meet. The rain fell down to Merry Lincoln town, so did it down the wall, so did the boys of Merry Lincoln town, as they